This webinar is about one of the models of our STEAME Teachers Academy. It's about the interactive process, so that will be the contents of today. I will start with a short presentation how we can organize events more in the context of the PBL projects. I will also introduce how can gamification could be a part of our PBL project. Then I will describe the several and different tasks and steps of the organization process. And to conclude, I will present two possible frameworks that could be integrated in this kind of organization. Okay. What's happening? Okay, so one of the most important topics of our project is project-based learning. As you know, nowadays in the schools, we want to engage students with the reality. So new challenge related with the world problems will allow students to be prepared for future challenge, namely thinking about critical thinking, how to collaborate, how to show their work, and how to communicate with the others. So, as you can understand, events and the organization and the preparation, and finally the conclusion of this event, it's a quite important task related with the work that students will do during these projects in their school with the other colleagues and also under the collaboration and supervision of their teachers. So it's quite important to show their work in order to get feedback and show that although they had been dedicating time for this kind of project, the people will recognize their work and they also will receive feedbacks about their experience. So what is important in this kind of events for the students, since they prepare this project, they work a lot of time with their colleagues, facing several and different problems. And of course, under the supervision of the professors, it's really important in the end to show their work. So that allow the students to be confident about what they have developed, be recognized, and of course, not only showing the project that they developed, but also having collaboration with other persons, colleagues, professors, people from the industry, people from the community. So it's quite important for the students to have also this contact. Finally, the goal of this event is also to get some evaluation and also some feedback about their work. So it's quite important to show the student that it's not only the work of doing the project, but then be prepared to show their works for several and different stakeholders. So that is the main topic and the importance of event management in order to be well succeeded in the end, okay? So this is like a project. That's why I will present a tool related with project management. And as you know, all the time that the students have since they start this project until the end that they will present the project, they need to make the schedule, they need to coordinate the schedule, and of course the professor should also be supervising that work, okay? So it's quite important to have right tools to do coordination and scheduling, but of course it's also important to have and provide access to these tools to the professor that are observing and helping the student in this task. So for the student that contact with several and different other persons, several and different stakeholders, will allow them to get feedback and also to receive comments related to what they could have been doing and that they completely forgot, or the thing that they had done quite well. So it's not only in order to be criticized, but also to be to get good values about the experience, and that is one of the most important things. Okay, the experience related with all that work that the students have done, and probably for the first time they will be doing some kind of project with schedule deadlines, and of course with a lot of tasks to perform, and of course all of that should be quite well organized and planned. And of course during that task the student will face several problems to solve and prepare as for future jobs. Okay, so let's continue now. What kind of events the students or the professors can involve students in order to show their work? Okay, we can organize several and different kinds. We can organize fairs, we can organize workshops, or even conference, each one with a different goal. Of course, the fairs will be more prepared for local presentation, and normally it will be an event that will be physical. And of course, in that moment, will involve not only the professors, the colleagues, but also the community in the local where the students are. But of course, the goal is also to show and, of course, interact with a lot of others intervenants related with that. The workshops will allow the students not only to show that they have experience in that area, but also to teach to other students. So students can learn new skills in that experience. And of course, they will learn different technologies that different students and different groups will apply in their groups. And also, of course, they will also collaborate with the different other groups during that workshops. Conference, it will be a more complete event, since the goals it's not only to have intervenient of a local school, but could be more complex, since it could organize or could involve students from different schools, different countries, and of course could also involve leaders from the industry and person from several and different areas. The parents could also be involved in that, so that the students feel that the family is also helping them in this kind of task. Now, although we had been talking about ways to show the work of the student, the project that they have developed, another quite important task that could be performed during the development of that project, in order that students feel that they are involved, that they want to do a better work, is also to include some gamification in these projects, and of course could be also related with the events that the students will organize. So, of course, how we will involve gamification. Gamification could be related with the activities that students have to do during the events organization, and the professors and also the partners will give feedback and points to the students when they are solving that tasks related with the project that they have. But of course, the goal is not only to have a competition for points, but also to have a collaboration, involvement of all the colleagues, and not being alone at home solving exercises. So the goal of this collaboration in project and also with gamification will allow different teams to communicate, but also will encourage the different teams to do better work, since they will see the points that they will receive and the position that they are during the events organization. Concerning the organization of these events, what we should consider. First of all, we have to pay attention that all of these projects that we are proposing are aligned with the curricula of the student concerning the different subjects that are involved in this project. That will be, first of all, one of the most important things to start, and then organize everything related with that topic. The second part will be the kind of events that they are going to prepare should be get some support, because as you know, the students will have to get funds or sponsorship, because in some moment they will have to organize and spend some time and money in order to be well succeeded in the test. So some logistic planning will be required. Imagine that in some moment they could have to prepare some catering or use some catering, some transport things, and do a lot of other tasks related with event management. Finally, concerning all these all the goals from these event organization, first of all, the goal is to prepare students and feel that the students are enjoying doing that, not only the project, but also organizing the events, okay? So it's quite important that the students feel integrated in all this process. So the teachers should provide some feedback, but also give the free decision for students in order to organize and prepare everything related with the project, okay? But of course, in some moment, the student probably will need some help, imagine some advisors, so also involve partners from the industry to participate in the final event, but probably also to help students during the project and preparation of all these. Okay, so it's also important that that in the hand the students feel that the parents are enjoying what they are doing, and all the professors and all the community members. So it's quite important in the end to get mechanisms, channels that will allow to receive feedback from everything that the students have done, okay? But of course, during event organization, the students should also receive feedbacks from the people that are helping them during that task, from the professor, from the colleagues, from the industry stakeholders that are helping them. So we will have some feedback loops also in this process, okay? Concerning how they can do. Okay, although we have been talking about organizing events physically, it's also possible to use technology and virtual environments to organize this kind of events, okay? So could also be another mechanism that will allow the student to share what they are doing, not only at the level of the school, at their school, but also in the future involve some kind of competitions from different schools. And in that moment, the virtual environments could be quite important. Of course, during this process, the professors and the helpers should motivate the students to use several and different kinds of technologies, so whiteboard, touching screens, and a lot of other tools available. And of course, since we are talking about how to organize events, of course, also using software that allow them to manage events, and of course also to get software to get feedback in order to also prepare for analyze the data in the hand of these events, and that added value will allow students to be prepared for the future. Concerning the success and impact of these events. So as I told you, the students should also use tools for that. So of course, with that kind of tools or small questionnaires that they will get feedback, they will try to measure the numbers of participants. They also want to assess the interest of all the persons. They also want to get interaction and get enthusiastic participation of all the other stakeholders during the. So all of that should be measured in order to understand if the students have done a good work or what they have to improve, what should be better in the future in order to organize future events. So collect this feedback. It's quite important from them, and that allow the student to learn the thing that they can improve and prepare them with skills that are important for their futures. So, in order to conclude this topic, what is quite important here related with the project management applied in event organization is the fact that the student will probably do this task from the first time, but nevertheless they want to learn. So to prepare students with skills and tools that allows them to review, refine everything that they have done in order to do better in the future. So the goal is also to get continuous improvement, but of course, we want students to collaborate with the partners, with the teachers, with the helpers. And of course, collaboration is also an important feature of events organization. And of course, all of this is to be adapted to in the future. They also be prepared to present present things related with their future work, or even when they will be in the university. So to be prepared to present works and feel comfortable presenting things and using several and different new technologies. Now, concerning Trello, Trello is a tool that is used in the domain of project management, but in this moment could also be applied to help students in the event organization. So that tool will allow them to create plans, the schedule for the different weeks related with the project that they have. And of course, for each one of that weeks, they will create boards. And in that board, that they will identify the task that they want to do. And then they will also include the tasks that they are doing, that they already concluded. And of course, the teacher can also analyze the process and observe. So monitoring the progress of students will be also possible for the professor using this kind of environments. And of course, all the colleagues related with the same project will have information about what the other members of the groups are doing. So the main important or the main features, important feature of Trello, it will be being a visual task management tool, quite easy to work with a quite simple integration and learning environment. And as I already told you, allow students to collaborate and communicate, since we can create collaborative environments to show the task that the students have to do and that the professor will coordinate, but also allow the students to share information using that. Imagine that they want to share slides, that they want to share documents, that can also do that through this environment. And of course, it's also possible the integration of several tools that will help the student during their event organization. So concerning the use of Trello, The main important thing that we have here is that students are able to define the task in a quite simple way, but allow them also to organize events that if they follow this simple approach, they will organize frequent meetings in order to see if they are following the schedule, or if they have tasks that are delayed and so on. And in order to that, they have to make some adjustments in order to recover for the thing that they are not doing well. So it's quite easy to adapt Trello and use Trello in that event organization. And I already told you that is also possible to share documents using this kind of tool. So I will share with you a small experience related with the use of Trello. I would like to know if you are you seeing this? Okay, I would like to know if you are seeing this board or not. I'm not listening you, Gregory.
Sorry, not yet. We see the slides, best practices. Maybe you should share your screen instead.
Change the screen, okay.
Yeah, change the screen, yeah.
Yeah, I will change. I think now you can.
Yeah, this is Trello.
So this is Trello, a tool where you can see here I have a lot of projects that I'm monitoring and coordinating for my students. And I also had created here a test workspace for the webinar. It's quite easy to create a workspace for the project, since you can go here and create a workspace. And then you will choose the workspace kind, give a name and so on. And after that, you will get some environment like this. And okay, sorry, I'm in one of that.
And you give access to your students, right?
I want to change to this one. Okay, now it changed. So as you can see, this is the workspace of my project, the small one that I created now. And if you want to plan our weeks, we can do that. As you can see here, I already have a plan for the first week. But if you want, you can create more boards, the preparation of the weeks, or 1 week, 2 weeks, or the time that you want to create. We create a board for that. And then we will provide the information here. Week 2, so we will create that. So as you can see, it will appear something like this. And we can also return to our workspace and see. I already created one with a template before, and that template was a quite easy one that will allow us to identify things that we want to have in order to discuss with the other members of the team, the thing that we want to do. Then when we are doing, we will add a card here in order to identify what we want to do. Okay, like that. It's not appearing here, so I will not change environment. After that, we will drag and drop the thing that we plan to do for the doing. And when we conclude, we will drag and drop to the done, okay? So, okay, now finally, we have a card. So, but of course, I will not spend time now doing more things about that. This was an example. As you can see, it's possible to drag and drop the cards from one part to the others. And it's quite easy, as you can see, for students to prepare the environment. And that will allow all the other members of the team to know what they are doing, and also to the professors to have the really idea what the students are doing in their several and different projects. As you can see, I do that with my students. If you want to see, I have here the board, the thing that they are doing. Of course, their project already has been concluding last year, or project concluded in May, the thing that they have done. and all of the students prepare everything and put, of course, in the beginning, all the tasks were here and in the to-do. Then when they start doing, and in the end they conclude, as you can see, although they planned this for 2 weeks, some of the tasks, they didn't conclude that task on time, and they have to recover in the following week or weeks in order to conclude the project with success. So if you have questions about this, we will you can do that questions in the end. I will try to present you now something. I think we are in the slide now. Are you seeing the slide now? Yes? Yeah, it's okay. So now.
Yes, we see the slide.
Concerning gamification. Since last week, we had a webinar about the Milage Learn Plus environment. As you know, the one that had been presented, we discussed this topic of gamification. So Milage could be used with that purpose. And of course, what the teachers will do in event organization, it will be to use that tools and prepare all the draft of the task that the student should prepare and plan with more detail using Trello. So, of course, I know that probably some of you already received that information. So, Milage Learn Plus as that facility concerning gamification, but also in the future will be adapt to the challenge that different students with different learning skills, so it will be prepared to adapt to the level that the student is in each one of the different contents. But of course, we are not discussing this related with the normal subject in the course they are doing, but we are talking in the context of event organization. So it's quite important that the Milage Learn Plus also allow students to receive feedback from the other students and also from the professors, since this environment allows them to receive points based on that. So to conclude, what I will have to say is, when students are doing this kind of project in the STEAM environment, it's quite important to use these mechanisms that will allow them to face the problems of the future and be prepared for the real world. So that's why the students are, schools are adopting this kind of challenge with PBL in the curricula of the future. So it's quite important to learn these new features like collaboration, organization, and also learning to work with new technologies. So integrated PBL, integrating Milage Learn Plus and Trello in the event organization could be quite important to be prepared for the future skills that are needed. And of course, it will be quite important for the students to have real presentations, real communications, using the new technologies and facing the problems, and finally be prepared to show all the work for several and different kinds of stakeholders in the audience of these kinds of events. So I think it's everything for now. I already concluded. Thank you for all of you. I will